All right, good afternoon. My name is Ronnie Sage and I am the CEO at ShoppingGives. Wanted to give you a quick overview of ShoppingGives and what we do. So at ShoppingGives, we believe in the giving economy and we'd like to welcome you all to join us in our mission of creating impact on every purchase. I had a background in marketing for the last 12 years and saw an opportunity to really change and disrupt the way that brands and retailers are engaging with consumers, and that there's an opportunity to take and shift budgets or add incremental budgets to the impact space and drive a stronger bottom line for the brand. And my entire mission as an individual and as an organization is to drive more funds to nonprofits through charitable giving and through cause marketing in an organic and frictionless way between consumers and retailers and brands. So we created Shopping Gives as a e-commerce solution that lives as part of your customer journey frictionlessly in your shopping cart or throughout your shopping cart, your product page, your entire e-commerce experience, and really enables you to engage your customer in a new way throughout your marketing, or what we call the impact funnel. So I'm going to walk you through today kind of a little bit about us. Our whole thing is how do we build more customer loyalty and trust through charitable giving, and thinking about the outcome of what happens when you include impact into your customer journey ultimately is this customer loyalty and trust. So there's a new generation of consumers and they are buying with their values and voting with their wallets. We as a generation are micro philanthropists and we are all agents of change. Whether you're a Gen Z, for what we call a philanthropine, or you're a millennial, we have limited budgets, but yet we have a massive buying power. And the brands that are going to succeed are the brands that have alignment to your customers' values. And what's important here is your customers' values. While it's incredible to have a stance on what you support as a brand, it's how you align to your customers' values. So understanding that retailers and brands are increasing their spend on millennials and Gen Z, 68% for millennials and 65% for Gen Z this last year. The fact is that millennials, 91% will switch to a brand who associates with a cause. 70% will spend more with a brand that aligns to a cause that they care about, and 88% will be more loyal and come back to a brand who aligns with their cause. Now, Gen Z, 89% would rather buy from a company who supports a social and environmental cause. 94% of Gen Z believe that companies should help address social and environmental issues, and 65% pay attention to company CSR efforts when they decide to buy. So staggering stats in this entire thesis that talk about why it's important to add impact into your story and include giving as part of your overall brand message. At Shopping Gives, we make it super simple for you. In less than an afternoon, your site, your brand can have a turnkey end-to-end donation process. So everything from donation tracking, order reconciliation, meaning that every single order will have a donation associated to it. If the customer opts into that donation, we'll show you what that looks like in just a second. But if an order gets returned, you're not paying for that donation. That donation disbursement, so we are one of 6 partners in the world for PayPal Giving Fund amongst some giants. So we ensure that 100% of your donations get to that nonprofit that you're supporting through your customer's purchase. And then all donations from you through Shopping Gives are tax deductible to the nonprofit. And we do all of that for you through and through so that you can continue to focus on your business. So let's look at the platform a little bit more of a deep dive. I'm going to show you kind of what a homepage activation looks like, what it looks like on the product page, the cart and the checkout, and then a post-purchase experience for your customer. Understanding that this is not just a technology, but this is a marketing activity, a marketing activation from your brand, and a new way of thinking about your marketing and putting it through what we call this marketing impact funnel, and enabling your brand and your story to shift, including this authentic giving message as part of all your marketing, whether that be through emails, through social, through on-site callouts. So let's look at how this looks. I'm going to show you a few examples here. So I'm on a partner of ours, Zachary Perel, and you can see here just in a second, this is going to rotate, and they have in their eyebrow from the moment you get to their site, donates 1% of your purchase to the charity of your choice, where the customer can click and learn more. Another example is Highline Wellness, another CBD partner of ours. You can see here, your purchase, our donation, together, we make a difference. So they're talking about the impact from the moment the customer gets to the site, educating them on their commitment to giving back and aligning with their customers' values. Now, when you start shopping on Zachary Perel or any of our partners, let's use Zachary Perel as an example here, it's going to drop in our PDP widget or our impact widget on the product page, where in that moment of cognitive consonance is this idea that when a customer is engaged with the impact and the customer is emotionally a part of that experience where they're selecting a cause before they even add something to cart, it engages them in a new way and it has them buy into that purchase on an emotional level. So I could select that cause, and you see here there's 3 different causes that Zachary Pearl is featuring. At any point in time, you as the brand can update that and change that to align with your activation and really start engaging your employees and highlighting what they care about here, at, let's say, a different time of month or on a special activation. We have lots of partners right now supporting the bushfires in Australia and giving back to those causes. So very simple to quickly activate and update that in your dashboard. But what's incredible here is that your customer can search for their cause of choice from over 1.4 million nonprofits. And that's what's important, is that this search and that enabling them to align with what's important to them. So let's look here. If I support a local cause here in Chicago called Lumity for STEM education, I select them, and now it says it's giving back to Lumity. Now I add that to cart, and you can see here it says Lumity right here. Told me my total donation amount for the entire cart at 1%. Now, one thing I want to call out is you as the brand have control of the percentage or dollar amount on a per product basis. So let's say you have double bottom line and you need to remove some donation because it's not profitable for you. Super important that you can control that. Or let's say you have a 20% off normally, you can do 10% off with a 10% donation, and you can mix and match that and do special activations on the product level. Now, when you get to checkout, if you're a Shopify Plus store, this is a Shopify example, it will live right here as well. You could see how the nonprofit at checkout as well that has been being supported. Now, we integrate with all content management platforms, any e-commerce site. I'm showing you here today an example on Shopify. Here's another example site called Cobelly. You saw here what we call our, on the product page, our compact widget, which is much smaller. Again, this is all customizable to fit your brand. So this is our compact widget here on the cart. And that was the same widget that you saw on the product page. See here, 98 cents because it's a $98 product. And now Cobelly is using our contained widget, which is a little bit more prominent as a call to action to engage the customer in that donation. So they're supporting Australian bushfire relief. So that is $3.65 based on 1% of the product purchase going to the bushfires. And they have a default turned on, meaning that you as the brand, before the customer even selects a nonprofit, can suggest a nonprofit for them to support. Now I add that to cart. We got a big cart total here of $3,620. And you can see here that passes through again. Now, what's important is that post-purchase, we're enabling your customer to share your impact and rally around that message. So here's what this looks like. I'm going to go here. I'm going to come back to this dashboard in just a second. But you can see here a confirmation modal shows post-purchase. Part of cause marketing law, your customer has to see the donation amount pre-purchase and post-purchase. So post-purchase, it shows this modal on the thank you page, and your customer can share, tweet, send, and track their donations through ShoppingGives across all of our partners. And as mentioned, the sharing. Customers are sharing, and you're building community around your impact. They're sharing that message. They're talking about your brand. It's free advertising about the incredible impact that you're creating around your customer. I want to talk about some activation here. So the areas of activation. I mentioned at the beginning of this that it's not just a technology. It's a way to think about it. It's a marketing activation. It's a new way to engage your customers. Think about special activations and holidays. So Breast Cancer Awareness Month, American Heart Association Month, or Heart Month this February. During times of year, you can do special activations and different campaigns around impact. But what's amazing is that the ability to do one-to-one personalization with your customer based on who they care about. So after your customer checks out, you have all the data on who they individually support. So you are able to pull all these reports here and on an individual basis on order ID, know who that customer supports, and do one-to-one remarketing activation on a personalized level. So here's an example of what Zachary Perel recently sent out. Here's an email, and it has, the causes that matter to you matter to us. We donate 1% of your purchase to Children of Fallen Patriots at no extra cost to you. I supported Children of Fallen Patriots Foundation the last time I shopped there. And now when I click this link, you'll see here, it will auto-populate who I supported the last time I shopped with them. So Children of Fallen Patriots is now personalized for me as the individual customer, creating that one-to-one interaction that is super authentic. Now imagine also knowing that who your customers, the affinity of who your customer supports. Being able to pull reports and download this and say, we know that customers who support, let's say here, Children Rescue, have the highest AOV. That is an incredible number to be able to say, we need to target our customers and use this data to do affinity audience modeling and say, shift our budgets to customers who support Children Rescues because those customers have the highest average order value, and we could use that in our social media marketing and targeting and make personalized content around those affinity audiences that are the best performers. Again, it's okay to think about if there's bottom line, but if we could create more bottom line for you as a brand, then we could create more impact for you as a brand, which is our ultimate goal. How do we drive both bottom line and impact, double win? Influencer activation. This is a super unique opportunity to engage your influencers in a new way. By your influencer, so let's say I'm an influencer, I'm posting about Zachary Perel, and I support Teach. Now for my influencer ad, I could say swipe up. When you shop at Zachary Perel, they support my favorite cause. And by providing your influencers with a unique query parameter on their URL, it personalizes the nonprofit based on who they support. So you can see here, it auto-updated to Teach Together Education, all children in hospitals, because that's who I support as an influencer. Super incredible tactic to engage your influencers, decrease costs on activation with your influencers because they're more engaged and they're looking for a new message. We talked about allocation of budgets based on nonprofit affinity, and now dormant customer emails. Being able to look and say, instead of doing a free shipping email or a special email because your customers haven't made a purchase in 90 days, looking at this and saying we can do dormant customer emails with impact and including that giving message or cart abandonment emails. So now switching over, I want to show you guys the dashboards. So a huge part of this is being able to utilize and understand the data and understand how your actual activation is performing. So in our dashboards, you get, for example, donations, orders, AOV with donations versus orders without. And you can see here that they have a 29% lift in AOV over the lifetime of their partnership with us and a 38% activation rate since launching. You can see top nonprofits and top nonprofit by AOV. You can control all of your nonprofits and who you're supporting right here. We have what's called cause portfolios, which are pre-aggregated nonprofits that align with your brand. Or you could support individual nonprofits, and you could add any nonprofit here from our database, search and support them. You could set your default donation to be either on the product level, so you could say, I want to donate $1 from every purchase, which would be a fixed amount, or you could say, I want to donate a percentage of each purchase. Add payment method, and then you could choose your widget type, and then your confirmation, either modal or email or both. This is again a law required, is that you show the donation amount to the customer post-purchase. You can manage, as I talked about, individual products, and you could say this product percentage we're giving back, or this fixed amount we're giving back, or I don't want to donate on this product. And you could search by categories or collections or variants. And then you can manage what's your causes here. Now this is super important. If your brand doesn't align with a cause, you could exclude individual nonprofits or full categories of nonprofits and see who's included in that individual category. But what's awesome is that if you want to default, what we talked about, default in that cause, and on those special activations, give incentive to select a cause, we have what's called a multiplier. A great example of a multiplier here is Everyday California. You can go to their site. Now they have a deep green wave. Close their navigation bar down here. go to the product page, and you can see that they're going to default to green wave here. And you can see here that 2x is giving back. So if I select this, it's only 32 cents for 1% for the planet. But if I select green wave, it's 64 cents. So a great way to engage your customers and do special activations with multipliers if you want to drive them to support a specific cause. And then super simple way to manage your widgets from a compact, contained, or full version. And again, all of this is customizable to match your brand style, fonts, all the CSS can be done. You can target elements on the site. Super simple. This gets live if you're using Shopify in less than 30 minutes. If you're on another enterprise content management system or CMS, you would work with our team, and it takes a few hours to integrate this and launch. So I want to walk through a few partner case studies here. The proof is in the pudding. So here's a case study of a women's retailer who sees a consistent increase of 13% AOV when customers choose a cause. You can see here, without donations is the orange line, and with donations is the blue line of how their AOV increases over time. Consistently higher, 13% on average. Here's a menswear. AOV increased throughout holiday. So I'm showing you October through January. And they had an average of a 26.3% lift, even while discounting. You see they're discounting here in December, but still while discounting, a significantly higher AOV. Look at this gap. During October, massive increases in average order value, 26.3% lift overall on average. Another apparel company sees a 31.6% average lift on customers who donate, consistently showing the value of impact. Now, leading indicator is AOV. Talk about leading indicator being AOV, because the ultimate goal is lifetime value, and of course conversion rate. Here is a case study where I'm showing you 45% of customers opted into donations. So that opt-in is that the customer is choosing their cause if you're not defaulting. That's selection. 45% of customers opted in to this brand. This is a women's retailer. They saw a 23.23% increase in AOV, going from 340 to 419 when customers donated. Now, of those customers who opted into donations, 40% searched. So that means 60% supported one of your featured causes, and 60% support one of your featured causes, and 40% search for their cause of choice. Now, when customers support their cause of choice, AOV jumped up by 26%. Now, this partner signed with us for an additional year, and so I'm jumping ahead here. They sent out holiday emails and saw almost a 40% lift in revenue when including impact in their email. And we have a term called RODS, return on donation spend. So the idea of ROAS is how much are you spending in marketing and the return on that dollar in marketing. This is how much you're spending in donations and the return on that dollar in donations. So RODS on this campaign was $5.19 for every dollar they donated. Now we did a analysis for them of all of their customers pre our relationship and then during our relationship, and looked at all the different customer segments, broke it down into 32 customer segments for them, and identified that non-donors versus one-time donors versus multiple-time donors. Multiple-time donors came back 23% more often, multiple times, compared to non-donors. 23% more transactions. What would that mean to your brand if your customers came back 23% more often? And here's what's incredible is they came back 7 days sooner. So when you think about how you are spending your marketing dollars and wasting those marketing dollars on customers who you think are going to go dormant, knowing that a customer is a donor enables you to put them into a segment, a donor segment, and not spend on them because you know they're going to come back sooner. So shift those budgets to new acquisition of customer or customers who are non-donors. And that lagging indicator, the most important one, is LTV. And they saw an 18% higher lifetime value on multiple donors versus the rest of the audience. Thank you very much. I hope this was helpful. We would love to work with you and have you join the giving economy. My name is Ronnie Sage. Submit below to book a demo with us. We would love to talk to you and your brand, whether you're just getting started in impact or you already have various causes or activations throughout the year, or you're thinking about putting your toe in the water and starting to give back. It is critical, and now is the time to start supporting your customers and who they support, and let us help you kind of formulate that impact or corporate social responsibility strategy. We'd be happy to have a conversation with you no matter where you are in this journey. Thank you so much.